All right, billionaire Harlan Crow refusing to cooperate with Democrats investigating his relationship with Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. The Senate Judiciary Committee had asked Crow for a list of gifts that he's given to Thomas's family. In a letter to the panel, Crow's attorney said Congress, quote, does not have the constitutional power to impose ethics rules and standards on the Supreme Court. The probe stems from reports by ProPublica that Thomas failed to disclose trips and gifts paid for by Crow. Thomas called the gifts, quote, personal hospitality from a close friend, which were exempt from disclosure rules at the time. Joining me now to talk more about this, a member of that Senate committee, a Democratic Senator from Rhode Island, Sheldon Whitehouse. Senator, as always, it's great to talk to you. I want to read for folks this tweet that you sent out with regards to Crow's attorney's response to the ask by the Senate committee, saying there's a ritualistic quality to these, quote, separation of powers claims that are being made to protect Justice Thomas's ethics reporting problem from scrutiny. Talk more about this.
Well, the 7-page letter by the lawyers, I guess, for Harlan Crow said that they wouldn't cooperate because the Congress had no role here. And what they failed to address is that the ethics reporting statute that we are investigating the enforcement of was in fact passed by Congress. And the body that oversees the enforcement of that act passed by Congress is called the Judicial Conference, and it is a body established by Congress. So you have a law Congress has passed being enforced by a body Congress has created. And over decades, the Supreme Court has never objected either to the law or to the body as having been created by Congress. So this is a last-minute invention and not a very convincing effort to forestall a proper investigation of the Thomas ethics reporting scandal.
So what are the next steps, Senator, to compel Crow to provide this information?
Well, on the Finance Committee side, where they're looking at the tax disclosure piece, Chairman Wyden, I sit on both committees, so I see both these things happening. Chairman Wyden is writing back to the lawyers to ask for further explanation because their explanation in the Finance Committee was no better. And in the Judiciary Committee, we're going to continue digging into this. We only got the letter just recently, so Chairman Durbin and the committee are going to continue to look into how to respond. But the idea that we just walk away from all this right now is not going to happen.
I want to talk a little bit about some of your proposed changes, specifically the, quote, Supreme Court Ethics, Recusal, and Transparency Act. What do you want to see change?
Well, I think there should be an ethics standard that applies to the court, and there should be a procedure so that you can find out if the ethics standard is actually being applied to the court. That really shouldn't be asking much. Every other federal judge lives in that exact environment. And I think the other judges are getting a little bit irritated with the Supreme Court because they know that the Supreme Court's behavior is out of line. So that would be topic A right now. We want more transparency in the disclosures so that they meet up with the disclosures of other top government officials across the federal government. We want clearer standards for recusal so that you have to actually explain why you recuse. And then I would actually love to see all the front groups that come in to tell the judges what to do to have to disclose who's really behind them. One basic thing when you show up in court should be that you know who's at the table next to you. And there are too many front groups showing up in court right now who are there just to obscure the real interest that is showing up.
Considering the lack of transparency that you've seen so far, even the Chief Justice himself refusing to appear before your committee, how confident are you that you can get these changes done?
Well, I think the Chief Justice just yesterday said that he was looking at further changes, that he understood this was a problem and that they need to do more. So that's a good sign. And then recently, the Judicial Conference itself has dramatically tightened up one of the tricks that the Supreme Court was using to get free vacations, and did so. I mean, I couldn't have written the decision better myself. So I think that there's a real role for the Judicial Conference, the other judges, to play in bringing the Supreme Court justices into alignment with what every other federal judge has to abide by.
Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, we thank you, sir.